inside the OMG episode number 155. Camera seems to be working. Microphone is working. All right, let's see what happens. I restarted the computer before the broadcast. I checked all my connections. Everything was working great today before this stream. So, fingers crossed. All right, new episode. Wow, here we go. Are you ready for tonight? I know I had a great time setting up all the videos for tonight. We are going to celebrate Kelly Hill tonight. Kelly joined Olio over 10 years ago now. Wow, it's like 10 and a half years he's been in the band. He is the longest running bass player, even longer than Tony Shibumi, who started the band with Dee and I. I think Tony was in for only like, I don't know, 4 years, something like that. Kelly has been 10 and a half. Matt was 4 years, something like that. Alex sat in with us for a couple years. And so there you go. Tonight, Kelly Hill. I've got some really fun stuff queued up. And I'm really looking forward to sharing these things with you. Lots of videos, some photos, and Kelly's energy is infectious and so awesome. So much fun. So much fun. So I thought, okay, so first, let me do some shout outs. Beth, thanks for tuning in. Mom and Dad, thank you for being here. Who else is here? Samantha and Dallas are here. Thanks for tuning in. And Miko, what's up, Miko? Thank you for tuning in. Alexa, thanks for being here. All right, so let's get right to the videos. And, okay. I'm going to set up this first one. This first video is from 2011. Kelly joined in October of 2011. We gave him 30 Olio songs to learn, which he did without any issue. No problem. He must have just crazy memory. Amazing skills. So we learned 30 songs. We did a show at a place called Danny's in Venice. Doesn't exist anymore. But it was a, kickback, all ages, really cool restaurant, performance venue. And we were able to do 2 or 3 sets, and we could work out our songs and work Kelly in, and it was great. He did a fantastic job. So then I think we might have done a second show at Rusty's Surf Ranch. I think that was the second show. And then the third show, no, maybe not. Maybe Rusty's was the third. So this could be the second show. So Gig Boss, he brought us in to do a House of Blues show in Anaheim. And we had already done a few Gig Boss shows at House of Blues prior. But this would be the first one with Kelly. And it was great. It was great. Curtains down before we start. A lot of our friends and fans were there to see the new version of Olio. We were introducing our new bass player. No one had any idea what was about to happen. We didn't know. Dee and I didn't know what was about to happen. I don't know if Kelly knew what was going to happen. But he made it happen. And it curtain went up. Bam. And the next generation of Olio was introduced, and Kelly was just on fire. So awesome. So I have a little clip. The first song we did that night was Do It All. And Beth shot this video, and she was going to hit record when, as soon as the curtain opened. But she said she was so mesmerized with Kelly that she forgot to hit record because she couldn't believe how much energy he was throwing out. And it was just, he was all over the place, and it was, whoa, okay, what's going on? So this is the end of Do It All. It's not very long. It's not a very long clip, but it's so great. So check this out with Dee, Kelly, and myself. This was in December of 2011 at the House of Blues, Anaheim, California. Oh man, so good, so good. And I remember during the show, I remember when the curtain went up and Kelly just started going crazy. I thought, oh, okay, it's like that. I need to bring the energy as well, because he was just so dynamic, and it was great because it just pushed us energetically, pushed us forward. I loved it. Right? So fun. Oh, it's all good, Beth. It's all good. I'm glad we even had that moment. So that's good. Jimmy, what's happening, Jimmy? Jimmy's in San Francisco. Awesome, man. Glad you tuned in. Yeah, so I'm doing a Kelly Hill episode tonight, episode 155, and we're just going over some really fun moments with Kelly over the years. And so stay tuned, Jimmy, because I have something coming up when actually it was the first night that we met you. So that's pretty cool as well. All right, I got to read this comment. Hold on a sec. Kelly jumped onto the stage that night from off stage. Yeah. It was so good. So good. All right, what do I have next? All right. I talked about this last week a little bit, how just, Dee and I had been working on this for a long time, and Kelly joins the band, and all of a sudden, boom, we're working with Eddie Kramer. He's been in the band a couple months, and it's like, oh, wow, okay, look at that. So the next video is from 2012. We had already recorded with Eddie in LA. We had recorded 4 songs. We recorded the Comeback Kings EP. So that's Comeback Kings, Saturday Night, Hello, Goodbye, and More Than That. So those 4 songs are on Comeback Kings. Eddie calls us in the summer, and he says, hey, I'm going to the south of France. I need a band to record. Do you guys want to go? Yes, absolutely. I said yes before asking Dee and Kelly, because I called them and said, get your passports. We got to go. We're going. All right, we're going. So we go, and we record Shine a Light, One of Those Things. We ended up writing and recording Rich People Problems, but we also did this song. This, Victor, thank you so much for capturing this moment. I would not have been able to describe this and do it justice. What happened in the vocal booth at the end of Hypnotized. And I know I've played this several times, but it's just too good not to play it tonight. So here's the ending rap, which, by the way, none of us knew what Dee was going to do. He just said, there was this ending music section of Hypnotized, and Dee scribbled down a rap, and he wasn't feeling that hot, so it was basically one take. That's all we got, and it was perfect. So I don't even know why Kelly went into the booth. He was just like, he just followed him in. And Victor, who runs Mix with the Masters, the program at La Fabrique Studios in the south of France, he saw Kelly go in and Dee go in, and all the engineers that were there and the producers that were there that were learning from Eddie, they're all crowded around just kind of watching this whole thing go down. And it was a real spontaneous feeling. So Victor just had the wherewithal to pick up the video camera and shoot. I'm so glad he did, because this is one of a kind. I love this moment. So here's Dee and Kelly during the ending of Hypnotized, with Dee rapping and Kelly giving dance support. claps on that part.
Man,
That's killing.
that was awesome. Damn.
Crazy in here.
You gotta do some hand claps. You guys take it. I broke a sweat.
It was great. You hear the engineers and the producers just cheering them on. They can't hear them, but they're just cheering them on. So awesome. What Victor didn't show, and I wish I had a second camera going, because Eddie was in the control room jumping up and down like a little kid, going crazy, while Dee and Kelly were going crazy. So I'm sitting back just watching Eddie, who, you know, he's like in his 70s, and he's got so much energy and so excited, and watching Dee and Kelly do their thing. So Beth, I think you're right. Kelly went in to give Dee emotional support and energy, and that's exactly what happened, because it was infectious, and Dee just like delivered, came out of there and was just, that's it, I'm done, I'm good. So yeah, somebody slapped me, right? Oh man. Right, and then Kelly walks out as if nothing happened, and Dee broke a sweat. Yeah, I know. So good. The best video. Absolutely, Alexa. So good. So good. Oh man, the south of France. It was like 10, 11 days. So much fun. Kelly turned 25 while we were in Paris, after we had spent, 10 days in the studio with Eddie, and it was magical. So much fun. What a trip. What a trip. All right, so coming up next, what's the next thing I got queued up? Oh, nice. Okay. Another really cool moment. We were in many Battle of the Bands, and we won this one, which enabled us to go to Alaska to kick off the Vans Warp Tour. And that was a blast, because we shared the stage with Sum 41 and Sleeping with Sirens and a Real Big Fish. So it was really, really cool and a lot of fun. So here we are on stage. We got the middle slot, which was fantastic. So there was a bunch of bands that played before us, and then we were the band that played right before all the headliners. And so all the kids were up front, and they had no idea who we were, but they were just giving us such great energy, and were in right away and got what we did, and it was so much fun. Just that was a great experience. So if you were there in Alaska, thank you so much for all the love and support you gave us that day. It was a blast. It was a blast. So I want to show you this clip. Here we are playing Boom. We opened with Boom. During that, there was a good stretch of a few years there where that was just kind of the go-to opener. We'd open with Boom, and that was just like a good way to grab everybody who had never heard of us before, and they were in. So I want you to focus on Kelly, because sometimes he had chord issues, with his instrument cable. He had his wireless set up, and I think the wireless didn't work, so then he switched out to his cable. So he was hardwired to his amp, and he wasn't able to roam as freely as he would, because it was a large stage, so we went wireless so he could, just roam the stage. So there's a moment, two things. You'll notice he's trying to get over to me, because he loves coming over and messing with me and throwing me off as I'm trying to sing and do my thing. He'll hit me and whatnot. So he's working his way over to me, and then he realizes he can't, because the cable is it's 20 feet long, but he couldn't make it all the way to me. Okay, that's one. And then two, watch towards the end of the clip, the cable pops out of the amp, and he just like makes it seamless, picks up the cable, plugs it back in, and he's back on. So check this out. Kelly in Alaska, Vans Warp Tour. We're doing Boom. This is like 2016. So check this out. So there, his cable came out because he was kicking his foot, and he managed to just like pop it right back in, came back in on the 1. Although the video ended right there, but he came back right in, didn't miss him at all. Just perfect. Just perfect. Oh, the other thing that you may or may not know, if Kelly doesn't have his glasses on, he can't see you. He doesn't, like, if you're in the audience, you can kind of make out like, oh, that's someone wearing blue, I think. So there's a moment where he's like waving at somebody. I don't know. He doesn't know who he's waving at. He has no clue. It's funny. Yeah, Alaska certainly was an adventure. That's why we always need cameras willing to capture those moments. That's right. That's right. Hey, Sean and Jennifer in the party. Thanks for joining. Thank you. Love it. Thanks for being here. We're just going through some Kelly Hill memories tonight. That we would have a good time just celebrating his energy and all of his contributions to Olio, because we can, and it's amazing. He's amazing. So, all right. Next up, we did that. Okay. All right. This is really cool. I see this is a little out of order, so I'm gonna make some adjustments here. That same trip, so I'll do that, which actually happened the day before the show. So we got up to Alaska, and we had like 3 days up there. Or two full days, something like that. So the day before, our manager Chris who organized the event as well as bringing us up there, he had arranged a party bus. So all the bands that were playing the festival got on this big party bus, and we went and checked out some glaciers, and we checked out some wildlife, and it was like a 5-hour party bus that, I don't know, I think it started at 11 and ended up at, 5 or 4 or 5, something like that. And then that night, Olio played the pre-party. So we did the pre-party at a venue for all the, with all the bands hanging out, and anyone that wanted to come and hang out beforehand, or if you couldn't make the show the next day, you come hang out and party with the bands and whatnot, hang out. So it was, the party bus was crazy. There was a lot of alcohol flowing, and so we were cracking up just watching everybody go nuts. So it was great because you had all these bands, heavy bands and whatnot, and the DJ, the host of the party bus was playing all kinds of, like Madonna and Prince and just anything and everything, and you see everyone knows the words to everything. It was so fun and funny to see. Everyone's singing along. So here's a moment that we captured during the party bus, and Kelly was having a good time with singing along to this gem. Check this out. Short but sweet, but classic nonetheless. Pour Some Sugar on Me, Def Leppard. So good. Nice. All right, shout out to Noah Day. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you being here. Yeah. Sure, you saw some glaciers. Right? I know. Too funny. So, all right. Let's see what's going on next. Okay, this is a good one. Fun moment. So Jimmy, this was the night that we met Jimmy, and we played at the Whiskey. and Jimmy was there with his 180-degree camera. So he had his VR camera that he had set up. Who was playing? We were playing with Jimmy. Who did we play with that night? I was going to say Berlin, but that's not. Missing Persons. So Missing Persons we opened for at the Whiskey in Hollywood. And Jimmy was there, and that's when we met you. And but here we are doing a song that we hadn't released yet. We hadn't finished recording it yet, but it was, that was kind of part of our process. Write new songs, perform new songs, work them out, and then record songs and release songs. So it's interesting about this one. Here it is. We're doing New Year's Eve, and the guitar solo, when we had first written the song, was at the end of the song, which is not how it ended up. In the studio, we moved that a little earlier, so the guitar solo happens earlier than that. But at this point, we hadn't figured that out. We hadn't done that yet, so the guitar solo is at the end. So here we are doing New Year's Eve at the Whiskey with Dee and Kelly. So check it out.
Won't you stand on the go? Beautiful now, we're in the flow. Looking good, Hollywood and Vine. Yeah, tomorrow, now's the time. Disco party, Twilight Zone. Disco party, Twilight Zone. It's a throwback we can know. Saving Broadway super food. Looking clean and sexy chic. It's another make-believe. We dance like New Year's Eve. I keep feeling this ain't gonna stop. New Year's Eve. I'm not waiting on the ball to drop. New Year's Eve. We can party like it's 99. New Year's Eve. Keep the memory good time. It's a night of make-believe. Flashing back, let's take a trip. We rocked it on the Sunset Strip. With my crew we got around. Back in the day we all got down. Let's go! Disco party, Twilight Zone. Disco party, Twilight Zone. It's a throwback we can know. David Bowie, super food. Look at me, sexy shit. It's another make-believe. Dance like New Year's Eve. I can feel it, ain't gonna stop. New Year's Eve. I'm not waiting on the ball to drop. New Year's Eve. Gonna party like it's 1993. In the middle of a good time. Been too long. We've been gone. We grew up and moved on. But we got tonight, and it's alright. We can dance till the morning light. Disco party, Twilight Zone. Disco party, Twilight Zone. It's a throwback we can go. David Bowie, super free. Look at me, the sexy shot. It's a night of make-believe. 3, 2, 1. Been too long. We've been gone. We grew up and moved on. But we got tonight, and it's alright. We can dance till the morning light. New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve. I'm not waiting for the party to stop. Gonna party like it's 1999. In the middle of a good ride. I can feel it, ain't gonna stop. New Year's Eve. I'm not waiting for the ball to drop. New Year's Eve. Gonna party like it's 1999. In the middle of a good time. Thank you.
All right. New Year's Eve at the Whiskey. Yeah, Jimmy, that you on the left of the photographer. I see you. I saw you there. Yep. Fun night. Really, really cool playing at the Whiskey. That was good for sure. Okay. The next thing I want to set up we got into the studio with Joe Solo producing New Year's Eve. That was an adventure in itself. That took a while. Finally got that one done. Released it and made a music video for it. So here's a really great clip of Kelly. He had some close-ups during the New Year's Eve music video shoot. And it's so good. So here's some of Kelly Hill doing what Kelly does and doing his magic. So looking forward here. Here we go. Kelly Hill close-ups, New Year's Eve music video.
I dressed up and on the go.
Yeah.
You and I wearing the
Good, that's great. That's great.
looking good, Hollywood and fine.
Bump it over
Get
more.
tomorrow
Bump it over more.
time.
I just want to say, I'm so bummed that when you're watching the music video, you don't hear the extras. Yeah. It's so funny.
David Bowie, silver free, looking mean and sexy chic. It's another make-believe. That's fine. New Year's Eve. Good time. It's a night of rain.
Yes. So good. He's got his Vogue thing going on. Oh, man. So, yeah, the extras. Shout out to all the extras that came out. That was awesome. So glad you were there, providing that extra energy and fueling Kelly to do, it was just like, it was great. Because Fernando was just like, okay, Kelly, we're going to do some close-ups of you and just, we'll play back the song. You just do your thing. And so Kelly was just like, yeah, I'm ready. I got it. I'm ready. Let's go. Kelly was just being Kelly. So good. He is. Oh my God. Kelly is just so fun. He sure is. Oh man. All right. Next up, we've got. Oh, all right. This is great. So this was from, I think maybe episode. This could be episode 5 of Inside the OMG. Shot right here, right in this room. 5th episode of this show. And so it's Kelly and myself and Dee, and we're doing Round and Round. And it was just, I wanted to show this one. This was one of the last times that the three of us performed together before Dee passed away. And it was doing a song that Dee sang, Round and Round. Love the song. And we're not really performing it anymore, so just wanted to present it in all of its greatness. And it's fun because it's in this room, and there's a little bit of banter back and forth before the song starts, and that's always fun. So just reliving those moments. Love it. So here we are doing Round and Round. This was maybe, I guess this is April. End of March or early April of 2019.
You said
Yeah.
Before we started streaming, he was like, "What do you want to start with?" He's like, "I don't care, play whatever." And I was like,
That's
"Test him on that
That
theory."
would start with. That would
Test
start
him.
with, not end with.
End with. Start with. End with.
All right. Well, I'm just saying, don't throw crazy stuff out there. We'll test you with whatever. We'll come up with something.
Would you like to set up the song?
See, here we go.
Okay, so this goes back to
This one floated. For
was first episode. I think we talked about.
We talked about it first episode.
We
think we
talked
did.
about this first episode, our trip to France,
Mm-hmm.
and our recording experience there. And this was one of the songs that came out of that practice session. Thanks to Kelly and this bass line. And so the song is called Round and Round. And so basically, this is one of those, relationship songs where it's going back and forth and round. Just all the drama that you have to deal with sometimes. In this particular case, we're taking on the subject of a slightly kind of crazy girl that we all kind of encountered at some point, or crazy guy, wherever you're at.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of on this one. Yeah, that's that.
All right. Men, right?
It's men, right? I mean, come on.
Round and round.
Gosh.
Round and round, up and down, the lights and sound, go round and round. Don't start with me and your crazy ways. Don't need your drama, not today. Let's share a life, ain't it to do. No arguments, no throwing shoes. We can't put our love through this again. There is only pain in the end. All love goes round and round, hit up and down, turn up the lights and sound. All love goes round and round, all love goes round and round. This love is up and down, turn up the lights and sound. All love goes round and round. Not this again. She's just a friend. Your faith in me has come to an end. This is a game of give and take, but you play the game until it breaks. We can't put our love through this again. There is only pain in the end. In the end. All love goes round and round. This love is up and down. Turn up the lights and sound. 'Cause all love goes round and round. All love goes round and round. This love is up and down. Turn up the lights and sound. 'Cause all love goes round and round. Round and round, up and down. You're like a yo-yo, baby. Turn our world inside out. I'm going solo down. Round and round, up and down. I'm gonna get out of here. We can't put our love through this again. There is only pain in the end. Somebody play that guitar. All love goes round and round. This love is down. Turn up the lights and sound. 'Cause all love goes round and round. All love goes round and round. This love is down. Turn up the lights and sound. 'Cause all love goes round and round, up and down. You're like a yo-yo, baby. Turn our world inside out. I'm going solo time. Round and round, up and down. I'm gonna get out of here.
Round and round. Round and round with D and Kelly. That was fun. Yeah, so Kelly's not here tonight, obviously. He's hanging out at home, but he might be tuning in. So he might be watching and just, not joining in on the chat just because he's like that. But you never know. He might jump on and say a word or two. But we're having fun celebrating him. Yeah, miss him so much, right? And Sean, seeing these throwbacks make me miss D even more. I know. Seriously. Good dude. Good man. All right, so next up. Okay. Now it's a little later in 2019. Barry Chenault joined Olio, and this is one of our first shows. This might be the first show that we did with Barry, and this was at St. Roch. I think this was August 3rd of 2019. And here we are, and this is fun watching Kelly because we're doing the song that basically an event that happened to Kelly, true story. Earlier, a few years earlier, we were up in Southern Oregon on tour, and there was a couple that basically made an advance at Kelly and wanted to know what he was doing later, and he was like, I don't know what's going on right now. Anyway, so we called the song Dirty because that's when, you know, Kelly was super nice and was like, I don't know what's going on, because they had asked him, well, what are you doing later? And Kelly's like, I don't know what's happening. And the guy said, Dirty. So we wrote a song about that moment. And so here we are. It's with Barry, Kelly, and myself at St. Roch, August 2019. Watch Kelly. So fun.
This is a true story about almost being kidnapped outside of Southern Oregon. Funnier than it sounds. When the sun goes down, they want to know that you know I want, you know I want. The work down high like a good one should. You know I want, you know I want. Don't work between night and midnight. In the moon, yes, in the moonlight. Everything comes really over here. Can't stop, sing up into my ear. Beat me, beat me, beat me. Well, baby, we can get dirty. We can get dirty.
We're friends on Tinder, like it's cool. It's cool. Cheers to you.
Great camera work, by the way, Beth. That was awesome. Especially kind of towards the end where it's like, you got me singing, and then whoosh, pan over to Kelly, jumps, back to me, back to Kelly, jumps. I mean, it's so good. And just watching you, Kelly, it's so great because you're working the crowd, and you're working me, you spin around, you're making sure Barry's on point, because this is the first gig that Barry's doing with us. And Barry, you sounded great, by the way. It's just so good. so good, and a lot of really cool extra things that Barry added in there, drum wise, and just created just a great foundation. But Kelly's just kind of like bouncing back and forth, and just kind of a lot of really, really good subtle things that Kelly is responsible for really moving the energy forward and driving this train. And it was good. It was good. Fun to see. Yeah, Kelly's jumps are the best, right? You're welcome, Beth. You did a great job. I mean, come on. So good. Okay, so how about we jump to some photos? Here's some memories. I love this one. This is in Bisbee. This is with Melissa Reeves. We did a show. I told the story before, but Melissa Reeves, fantastic artist, amazing vocalist, super powerhouse. She's basically like the energy and her. It's like Kelly and Melissa are like of the same kind of thing. So Melissa is just an awesome performer. And so we did a set in Bisbee during Side Pony Express Music Festival, and the place was packed, and this was at the end. This was the last song, and Melissa falls down and Kelly falls down on her, and I'm falling down, and we're, it's just this crescendo, and it's crazy. And so someone captured this amazing moment, and I'm sorry I don't know who took that shot, but I love that shot because that shot expresses that moment and that weekend perfectly. I mean, that's pure joy on stage. It's wild. So good, right? There is no other drummer that could step into the band and fit, right? Barry is just perfect. So there you go. Yeah, so Kelly. Love that shot. All right. St. Rock, a good moment. I think that is the first time also with Barry, so that could have been from that night that I just played the dirty video clip. But yeah, I think we'd probably finished a song and Kelly's just like, come on. I want to hear you. Give it back. Let's go. What do you got to say? It's good. Yeah. He had started, so he fell on his back. He's laying on his back, and he was kind of crawling on the floor on his back as he's playing bass, and then he ends up kicking his feet up on the drum riser, and he's just chilling out as he's playing. So that was a good moment. Good shot. I think Beth took that shot. Yeah, it's a fun one. Also St. Rock. This is from the Whiskey. And this photographer is, I think, Eric Paul is his name. He took this shot at the Whiskey. That's a good one of Kelly. Kelly in the moment. Definitely not, does not suffer from stage fright and nervousness, clearly. Letting it all out. Another just love this one. This is the first show. No. Okay, so this is one of the last shows with Dee. And I just love that shot of Kelly. It's kind of reminiscent to me of the back of Van Halen 1, the album cover. And David Lee Roth is leaning way back. And that's that moment. Let me see if I can tell what song. Couldn't even tell you what song we're doing. Unless that's Round and Round. Yeah, it could be Round and Round. At the end of Round and Round. Where Dee goes, he does his high kind of vocal ad-lib at the very end of the song. And Kelly just like leans all the way back. It's a good one. All right. Back to Bisbee. Fun times. All right, so 2019, we do the Mint. We performed at St. Rock, and now we're going to do a little mini tour. Classic moment. Kelly, I love you. This is so good. We are in Arizona, and here we are backstage, last exit live. It's myself and Barry and Kelly, but it's really the Kelly and Barry show. And I'm so happy I caught this, because this is what it's like touring with these guys. Just the best. Enjoy.
And deal.
All right, here's the
Don't
deal.
show my fat.
Here's the deal.
I'm
This
not.
is this is
All right.
technically
What?
we're resetting the clock, but this is show 3.
This is show 3.
This is show 3.
Technically.
Technically.
Now we're in Arizona.
Yes.
We're in
I
Arizona.
almost said Prescott.
It's hot.
I'll explain that later.
I got the
We're in
wrong
Phoenix.
size shirt.
No, it's like the right size. It's just not enough,
Yeah,
right?
No,
I think we don't
I'm
need
the wrong
close-ups.
size. That's what it is. I'm the wrong size.
What is this, a Tarantino
Okay?
movie?
Yeah.
We don't need
All
that.
right. Go ahead. What's the?
I'm gonna grab this shirt.
Okay.
I don't think it's the right size.
Okay, not the button-up shirt. The one you had.
The cutoff.
Quick, the cutoff.
cutoff.
Come on.
I'm drunk, but I know what I'm talking about.
He's not drunk. Come on.
I'm pretty drunk.
Go ahead.
This is what I have.
All right.
I think it's technically a medium.
Okay. Here's what you
I
do.
usually have a large.
You do it like.
You go ahead and work your magic. Just don't rip it any more than
I'm not gonna.
Yes.
Oh, now I feel good. Thank you. I'm positive now.
He's technically. I'm just gonna editorialize for
I'm
everybody
gonna
while
rip
he's
it
doing
with
this.
lard.
So, I'm 31 years old.
I'm lard.
Not ashamed to admit that. But I have a strong passion for wrestling. Not current wrestling. It's
Awesome.
2019. Way too many LED lights. Like I can't stand it. I can't deal with it. But somewhere in between the years of like 1994 and like 1999, very early 2000s, like there was something awesome about wrestling. And so I just want it to be made clear, because the video, any documented footage of this show will not identify it. But for whoever is seeing this in 2056, it's probably my kid. Super depressing. Sorry to see your dad this way. He is technically wearing an NWO shirt, which is the New World Order.
New World Order.
Which was part of WCW, a failed company that Vince McMahon bought out. It's just how it goes.
That's
And
it.
so I'm saving his life right now,
saving my life.
technically due to Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, and Hulk Hogan of the New World Order. So I just want that to be made clear before I have my second beer, third drink of the night.
Oh no.
That I know what's going on. I'm very present and aware.
All right.
And I don't have to get us back to the house. But Mike, I appreciate whatever food I'm going to sneak from the fridge.
You won't
tonight.
need to sneak it, because he said.
It's an instinct.
Yeah, it's an instinct.
It's an instinct. It's an only child instinct.
Right,
So
right. That's right. That's right.
That's mostly it.
Right.
So I just wanted to explain what you're about to see now.
We're good.
Look at the transformation.
we're good?
We're good.
Look.
Good?
We are
Look
great.
at the transformation.
Ah,
That's a new man right there.
30 pounds thinner.
You'll Hulk Hogan to thank for that.
Ah,
That's a new man. Look at that
that's
man.
it. I just shifted fat.
Look at that.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness.
Excellent.
Oh gosh.
All right, let's have a good show.
Let's have a good show. Yeah, let's show our stomach. Thank
Yay!
you.
Literally, I almost was very particular about what cutoff shirts I was going to bring for tour, because I was like, I probably only need one, right? And I brought more than one, so thank God. Because we're not going to have time to do laundry just for this shit. This is not going to make any sense.
Right. Not
That's
good.
it. That's pretty much it.
All
I'm
right.
glad I made coffee, too.
We're done.
Are you sure?
We good?
We're good.
We good?
Can you
I'm-
play now?
I'm fat.
Because 5 minutes ago,
I'm
you were
fat
not,
and
'cause
you're
5
not.
minutes ago, you were not going to go on stage.
I'm on stage. I'm a new man. I found myself.
He found himself. A new man. Thanks, Kelly. Thank you. And we're out. There's so much in there to unpack. It's so good. on so many levels. I love that. So funny. And then we proceeded to hit the stage a minute later and kill. It was so good. Such a good show. So, partying in the green room. 2019. Oh, man. Barry, you're always the right size. Well said. Well said. All right. So I've got one more video queued up for you, which is perfect. This hour flew by. So here we are. This is in 2021 of October at the Coach House. This is how we kicked off our show back after almost a year and a half hiatus from playing live. And here we are doing Ready, Set, Go at the Coach House, opening for Oingo Boingo former members back in October. So fun. So check this out.
Happy to be back at the Coach House. Let's do it.
Yes. Ready, set, go. Coach House. Jimmy. Hey, man. So Jimmy was there that night as well, and he did 2 different camera recordings, the 180 and the 360. So we're going to have to create a link or something so we can show, maybe we can post that, because I've seen one of the songs so far. So Jimmy, maybe we can find a way to share some of that for people to see, because it's really cool to be able to just, like, you can use your phone and it's like you're there. It's like you're right in front of the drums, and then you can turn, and there's Kelly, there's Barry, there's me. And then you can turn around and you can see the audience behind you or in front of the band, you know, all this 360. It's really, really cool. So thank you. Thanks for doing that. All right. This has been episode number 155 of Inside the OMG. Thanks so much for tuning in, being part of the show. I really appreciate it. This has been really fun, sharing some really great Kelly Hill moments throughout the years. And next week will be 156. We'll see what we do. You got to tune in. We'll see what happens next week. All right, everyone, be well, be safe. Much love to you. Have a fantastic week, and see you next time. I'm going to leave you with Champions.
Here's to the ones, here's to the brave, here's to the front line, fear no grave, threat and danger, saving strangers. Here's to the champions, here's to the women, here's to the men, here's to the fight till the end. At ground zero, celebrate the heroes. Here's to the champions, they're the first ones there. Whoa, whoa, they're the hope and prayer. Whoa, whoa, through fire, hurricane, through gunshots and the rain. Not for money, not for gain. Champions, oh, champions, oh, risk it all, sacrifice, the ones that pay the price. Champions, oh, put their life on the line, the greatest of all time. Here's to the crew.